fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice.
Hey, it's your girl Candy, and I am here for Married to Medicine Season 11 Reunion Part 3, which is considered episode 18. Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Waiting on my co-host to come. How did you all enjoy the episode? Did you all enjoy the reunion? Parts 1 and 2? And how did you feel about part 3? Let me know. Oh, I didn't mean to be on the screen like this. Oh, jeez. Wait a minute. Oh, hold up. I'm not alone. I am not alone.
I'm here with you. Though you far,
I stay.
we just get all different words, but that's okay. We here now. We got it.
They know what we mean. They know what we talking about. They get it.
Hey, what's up, boo?
How you doing?
Girl, I'm here. I had to change my background. I was like about to get up here with the wrong background up. You know how I do.
EJ, the TV junkie, how did you enjoy part 3?
I mean, listen, they did what they had to do. They came back and it seemed like we had some normalcy. It seemed like people had some common sense, there towards the end. Heavenly, come with a big apology. Like, I wasn't mad at it. I was like, okay, y'all tried to tone it down, but I saw through some of the fakeness of it all, but we're going to talk about it.
I still got work clothes on, child.
I like that shirt. It's cute.
Thank you.
I got my work clothes on too.
It was a birthday gift.
Hey,
you know what? It's button. I just put it back on because I had to cook. It feels funny.
What you cook?
I cooked some stew beef and rice, or beef stew, beef stew, whatever you want to call it. Some macaroni and some cheese and macaroni because like my macaroni be cheesy, like stringy. And that's it. I didn't rice. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Okay. So the episode starts out with the guys, having their conversation still yet about how they felt about the sandbar, being on the sandbar with the exes, and Andy asked Eugene about that, and being on the sandbar with the exes, and just a conversation and a banter back and forth between the four of them, including the outsiders. So Eugene said they went on the island, but 22 minutes. 22 minutes. And it popped off. Steve said he didn't play in the NFL for 6 years. And he saw, some disagreements with grown men, big rusty husky men, but he never would have imagined regular people, doctors and their spouses or whatever, would have a fight. 3 fights going on at one time. Well, arguments or whatever, disagreements at one time. 22 minutes on the island. EJ, what's your thoughts?
Girl, I was with Steve. I said it was a lot going on. And that's what people have to realize, that all this stuff was happening at similar times. Like, although we're seeing it the way that we saw it, all of this stuff was going down simultaneously. And a lot of times, and because I always hear people saying, well, he shouldn't have pulled him over at that time to talk to him. That's the best time to talk to that joker. It's a bunch of chaos going on right now. Why nobody else is over here in between us? Let's go ahead and have this conversation because everybody else is preoccupied and maybe we can actually talk. That's how I saw it. But
I didn't feel that way because G's wife was in the melee. So, like, why you want to take me away from to talk to me about something that happened yesterday, but my wife is busy right now? Like, yeah, no. I just thought it was bad timing. However, that's what King 15 times a week decided to do, and that's what it was. But while the men are out there having a civil conversation now, we have loudmouth Simone going back and forth with Quad about something that happened years ago, which we really still are not sure why she's pissed with Quad, other than her telling her the truth now that you give us your ass to kiss, you come and go as you please, and what we did to you was karma. And Quad is like, what you mean karma? Like, why karma? She was, like, you gave us your ass kiss, you turned your back on us, and so we hung out with G and Sweet Tea. And it seemed like Sweet Tea should have said flag on the play. Hold a minute, what? It seemed like she should have did that. Like, boss, it's not what we doing, because you just said what? But no, but you so happy that somebody is rah with Quad, you don't even see the forest for the trees. EJ, what say you?
I agree 100%. Like, you so busy trying to feeling like this was a win for you that you didn't realize that she threw all the shade. Listen, because Quad didn't want nothing to do with us, we decided that we gonna stick it to her where it belonged. And since since Cecil and Dr. G are already cool, listen, why not go ahead and stick it in just a little bit further? It had nothing to do with the fact that she actually was trying to form a true, genuine friendship with you. I'm not saying that can't come out of it, but it's just how it started was to throw shade and to do exactly what they did. They wanted to bring this couple onto the show because they wanted to stick it to Quad.
Yep. And
point blank and period.
Like, she just wanted to stick it and twist it. Like they say, stick it and twist it. That's what she wanted to do. Like, come on, Simone. And then you mad because Quad said, I helped you look for your MFing father. And that was how many years ago? Season what? Season how many seasons ago? You just brought up this lady's niece that passed away via accident on Quad's property at her home last season, a year ago. But you pissed off about something? When last time you thought about your daddy? Girl, shut up. Like, come on. I don't mean to say it like that, but don't do that when you just brought up my niece. You know what I'm saying? And I did it for the cameras. Okay. You did what you did for the cameras. Now what?
Okay. She said when the camera's rolling, Quad don't show up. Well, okay.
You know that though. What else is new? Why do you still have the same issue with Quad season after season after season? That is redundant and stupid to me. And then behind that picture of Contessa, tell me what you see. If you can see that for behind Contessa. What's behind Contessa?
The alcohol. Talking about the alcohol?
A whole lot of it, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of flavors, all different brands. Cognac. You got that tequila, that tequila. Girl, I'm like, are they inebriated? Are we a little,
probably.
Heaven don't know what to do. Contessa don't know what to do. Everybody's like, this is what the hell in the handbasket. And then we have this, which it made me laugh. Sweet Tea wobbling back there behind Jackie and Simone, thinking she finna have a moment. And Jackie said, Look, girl, go on, scoot, get on through, get on the way, go away. I need a minute, give me a minute. We got this grown woman conversation. These old women got to have a conversation. Because she wasn't going to do nothing but make Simone go up a little bit more. She probably would have popped off on Jackie had that gal been in there. Or she might have popped off on her. These women are established. They are best friends. You have no place in this conversation, little girl. You and your Bantu knots. No. Girl. Or Jackie, Simone, or either the dismissal of Letitia.
No, Jackie was right, and Dr. Jackie was right, because we need to get Simone calmed down. I mean, these people have things to lose when it's all said and done. They can't be on here acting like they can do certain things, but this was like a bit much. Like this was like on a whole nother level. This was some love and hip hop stuff. This is not love and hip hop. That's not what we doing over here. We not throwing hands and bows and all that type of stuff. Not as doctors and doctors' wives and doctor affiliated. Like we're not doing any of that. But when Sweet Tea came in, I could tell her energy went up to the like we were, and that's not the energy that we needed. We needed like the calm energy that Dr. Jackie was going to be able to bring to calm this thing down and get you back into the point. Like this is a TV show, ma'am. Like we're not going to do that on national TV. Like that's not what's going to happen. I don't care how you feeling right now, but that's not what we finna do. It just wasn't the right time. And I don't think she was trying to dismiss her like in a malicious way. It's just that she knew that she didn't need a hype person to make it worse. She needed to try to de-escalate it, and that's the only way that she could de-escalate it at that moment. So I don't think she was being mean to her in any way. And I think that if Sweet Tea really is honest with it, that she would probably agree that she may not have tried to de-escalate it because it was somebody that she was beefing with. And when it's with somebody you beefing with, you ain't trying to de-escalate. You trying to, keep it hype.
Yeah. And then, everybody's not that calming person. Everybody's not that de-escalator. Jackie's always more of the person that will calm down a whole storm. She has that calm demeanor. If you want to get turned up, that would be Simone to get turned up with, but Letitia, because she's pissed with Quad, and this is a check mark, a win for me in the moment. Let me go back and see if I can get Simone to do, say something else, do something else. Maybe she want to leave back out. Maybe she might knock Jackie down like Contessa did it, and we can get the party started again. Yeah, so Sweet Tea, your age was really showing at that moment. And maybe Jackie was not trying to be malicious. She probably was. Jackie don't even like the girl because the girl called Jackie a bitch last season. So she don't care nothing about her. No way. But I do know she did want Simone to calm down so that they can have a conversation, figure out what the problem is, what the issue is, and they can move forward.
Yeah.
But we had Dr. Mimmi with Dr. Mimmi and Toya with Quad, they're calming her down, which they did calm her down. Mimmi is very good with that. She was like another Jackie, a calm person to bring, to get everything back on an even playing field where we all even and our tone is okay. And Toya did say some good things to her. She was like, it's good that Simone said what she said now because now and it's okay. Quad was like, that's messed up. Toya was like, no, it's not. Glad she said it. And I'm like, yes, glad she said it. So now you don't, there's no, how does she feeling? What's really going on?
Now you know how she feels. Now you know what she really feel, and that all that other stuff is just play. Like this is how she's holding on to this, but she's pretending like she wasn't holding on to it. Like that whole apology thing, that was all fake. And we can say what we want to say about Toya, but she called that out. Like she just telling them straight up, like they only apologized to you because they didn't want to go back and forth. That was the last one. So when she told her this, I was like, yeah. I ain't mad at it. Like, I mean, it sounds harsh in the moment, but at the end of the day, it was real, and you can't be mad at that.
Yeah. Yep. So then we get back out to the men, and they're still talking. Andy asks, Dr. G, what made you feel like you could tell King what you told Quad? And they do the flashbacks and whatnot. And he was like, it needed to be said, and and it was like, what is I forgot what word he used, but he was like, what is it called when you think you just talk to somebody, say something like that? He's talking about inebriation. That's what we're gonna say, sir. Okay, I'm gonna let you have it. It was just a whole lot going on, and it was like, why you felt to say that though? Like, why you felt to talk and basically telling yourself, because nobody really knew that really happened. I did remember you saying something about that conversation about how it was twisted on the show, but then you could see other things going on and all the playbacks that they do that he said it, but we didn't realize that's what he was saying. What are your thoughts on their conversation then of course they dismissed the men. When everybody come back out, they had to do the set back over, and then Toya and Quad's conversation in the back. I think that's an old picture. I'm not sure. Yeah, but just what your thoughts on the conversation between these two men.
I just really like the fact that people were, they said what they needed to say. When it was all said and done, King, he said what he had to say. Like, I felt like King articulated himself in a very good way. I felt like Dr. G was deflecting, and he doesn't want to realize what everybody else sees is that you're really not over this. Maybe you don't still love Quad in the sense of like that, but it still hurts you to see her move on in such a way that she's so happy that the things that transpired in y'all's relationship towards the end of it, and it does bother you. But you feel like if you say any of that, then you're gonna have to get that talk from your wife, and you probably will. But the thing is that she needs to also see that's what it is too. I feel like they're both blind when it comes to that, and everybody else can see it. And I get that they're in the relationship and all of that, but sometimes when you're in a relationship, you don't necessarily see what it looks like when you do or say things. And what it looks like and what it appears is that there's unresolved mess between these two, and that it still bothers them. Like, she can't stand him. And so when somebody says something that don't align with it, she still have an issue with it, which tells me that she still got a problem. So I'm not just saying it's just him. I'm just saying that his is just a lot more of his is more so of a sting, like in the sense of I'm mad per se. Hers is more so stop trying to make it seem like what happened wasn't what it was. Stop trying to make it seem like this didn't transpire. Stop trying to make what my experience is less valid is how I see hers. And it's like it's a constant, I'm trying to prove that y'all keep trying to downplay it, and I'm trying to tell y'all no. You know what I'm saying? And so she like still has some hurt behind that too. But like nobody really wants to own up to it in a sense. But I do feel like this. I do feel like if y'all don't ever say nothing to her, if y'all don't ever say nothing like Dr. G didn't really do that, it wasn't that bad, or I'm not saying anybody said that. I'm just saying, but if you ever say something to where they downplay it, like how Sweet T tried to downplay it, like maybe he wanted to leave the marriage, but you weren't there. If you don't say any of those things, you don't get a reaction out of her.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get a reaction out of her when you say stuff like that. You get a reaction out of him if she talks about King in such a way. If she even speaks, it feels like his face get tight. I'm just like, bruh,
he gets tight. He gets upset, and it's telling on his face that he has an issue. Because even Eugene was like, I would feel a way, with my ex-wife having her man up here with his chest, Eugene was like poking his chest out of stuff. Like, that was too funny to me. They just need to. I mean, and then he was saying that he couldn't. King said something about you went back to a place of familiarity. The way you spoke to because the way you spoke to Letitia. That's more like how you spoke to Quad. And he was like, he did owe his wife an apology, but you owe her an apology. How long ago was this? So you just now, owing her an apology instead of saying, yeah, I've talked to my wife about it. We had a conversation,
That's what he said. He said that he apologized to her already, but he wanted to do it in public too. So I give him that.
I missed that part then. Okay.
He said that he did apologize to her, but he wanted to give her a public apology. But you know what the point that I thought you were about to go with this was that he owed her an apology, but he didn't owe Quad one. You talk to them the same exact way, and one of them you have a relationship with. So I'm not saying it's right for him to talk to her like that, but whatever y'all do, that's y'all married. But you ain't married to this woman, so I feel like you owe her more of an apology than than anything. So why does one get an apology and the other don't get an apology? He didn't want to give Quad that apology.
He didn't want to give Quad, and everybody was like, "Bruh, you wrong. You need to apologize." All the men was like, "Oh," they were showing their frustration. they were showing their disdain for like how he behaved and how he act. Like he doesn't owe Quad shit. Like, sir, you owe this lady an apology. You owe everybody an apology because you are a jackass. And he act like a mosquito in here. Child is when it get warm outside, the heck them the daggone mosquitoes. You hold the door open 2 seconds long and it's a wrap.
Girl, I understand.
South Carolina. But yeah, child, they just need to get over it. So everybody comes back out. We have the wives and the husbands are out there. We have Simone and Quad. Let me see, I got my notes. Well, no. Oh, and then they end up revealing that there was no charges. Because King said he called a police station and they said that they told him that to stop wasting their time, that there were no charges. And Greg was like, no, I dropped the charges. I dropped the charges. And King was like, well, okay, whatever you say, but you challenged me, and I guess you got in your feelings. And he was like, no, you challenged me, sir. Child, shut up. But anyway,
why she always be late? Why she always? Oh, I want to put B lady in there. Why she always late? Think that Quad owed Sweet Tea an apology? Because
please expound upon that because I don't understand.
I think if anything, Sweet Tea put herself inside of that conversation when, yes, Quad was inebriated, but if we just go back through the conversation, everybody wants to take it so wrong. But she was like, I left that marriage. And then Sweet Tea says, no, he wanted to leave that marriage. And then she was like, well, if that's what you think. And then she said something else. Like they were going back and forth between them for that little moment when that part was happening. And so I don't see where Quad was wrong when she was just like, look, I'll throw y'all a baby shower. Like she was trying to show them like, hey, I don't have a problem with y'all. Y'all have a problem with me. So, but what's wrong with that? I just don't see what was wrong with it. I think that's her showing them like I don't have a problem with y'all so much that I would throw you a baby shower. Like I'm here for whatever y'all got going on. But people want to take it condescendingly, like she didn't mean it, or like she was being, she was tipsy, but I don't think that she was being rude about it.
That's two people saying the baby shower is an issue. She's always late and Trina Boo. So Quad wasn't. She wasn't trying to throw no, she wasn't. But guess what? Sweet Tea need to shut her mouth because guess what? Quad wasn't talking to you, ma'am. So don't you say that to me.
I think that if they had became friends, like they could have become friends, like real friends, I think that woman would have threw her a baby shower if they had allowed that friendship to form like it could have. But that was Toya's fault, though. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Toya put the ice, because when she first came in there, and I think we done said this 50 gazillion times, when they first came, when Quad showed up at the wedding shower, whatever you call it, wedding thingy, when she showed up there, Sweet Tea didn't have that energy for her. She had this welcoming energy for her. And then Toya threw that whole thing in there, like making it seem like it was a thing, but Sweet Tea wasn't even on that. And I was like, what happened? Like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I said they could have been. They could have been friends if they just had allowed it to naturally happen. And who's been more of the aggressor if we keeping it real? Sweet Tea is the one who keeps saying that Quad wants this man that she don't want.
Yeah.
Nobody wants him. I don't want to look at him.
At all.
I
know they were not friends, and that was, Quad probably could have thrown him a baby shower. But I know Quad wasn't gonna throw them a baby shower. That was alcohol talking. But don't talk to me, I won't talk to you. Don't talk to me, I won't talk to you. Don't say nothing to me, I won't say nothing slick and shady to you, because hell no, I'm not throwing you no baby shower. But don't talk to me. Stop talking to me. Yeah, so no. Was you cocking your neck like, nah? Or was you straight?
Oh, I was popping my neck, girl. I was stretching my neck out. I was popping it. I mean, everybody get to have their own opinion about it because, it is what it is. There's a lot of people who think that Quad was wrong for saying that. I just didn't see her being wrong for saying it. It was a nice thing to say, but everybody seems to see the shade in it. But I didn't see the shade in it. I just saw the drunk in it.
I was like, it was shady and drunk because Quad was not doing it. If she did it, she would have did it just to do it. But wait a minute. Go ahead and talk. Let me get this mosquito price.
Girl, you so crazy. You and that doggone mosquito, girl. It's getting to that time of year too. Thank you. I'm gonna read the comments. Okay. Oh, I can't click on them. Dr. G and Sweet Tea, we used to F with Quad, point blank, period. And Simone is back talking to Sweet Tea because she disliked Quad and Heavenly, but she didn't finish that one. And then she always said, thank you, Trina Boo. Quad was being shady, talking about we gotta fet us a Buford baby or whatever their last name is. It's Lunsford. A
Buford baby.
It's the Lunsford baby. But
I am here for the Lunsfords. I applaud this whatever she said. She get it.
This union. Like, I don't have a problem with it. And yeah, she was drunk, but I do think that at the same time she was trying to tell them, like, look, I don't care about y'all. Like, I want y'all to be together. I want y'all to be together. Listen. Why am being shady? I am here for the launch spots.
So, and the thing is, Simone she grinds my gears, and then the video I watched, they really look at that damn mosquito. I ain't get it. I'm over here looking crazy, swatting at something.
Well, at least we know what it is now, because you was really swatting at it too.
Yeah, mosquito, and it's one of them big ones. Husband come in the house, him and Dallas walk in about 30 minutes ago and left the door open for too long, and here comes this big juicy nasty mosquito. Good. But anyway, sorry guys, it's Southern living, child. Anyway, Sweet Tea should realize she makes Simone again. Simone is not going to have her back. Yeah, if she pissed Simone off, but baby, listen, I will do that at the end. The video me and EJ watched early today. We'll talk about that later on. So they're so tired of hearing about what they did because of what you did, per Simone. She's tired of hearing what happened. Her and Quad going back and forth about that. And Simone was like, you keeping your secret. You didn't feel comfortable with us. You didn't trust us. And what else were we supposed to do other than move on with or without you? Yeah, but if this is how you treat me, why should I tell you anything? Even Simone said to, Heaven, like, why would she tell you anything? Because you're going to tell it. She don't trust you, Simone. So that's why she didn't tell you anything. You tried to kick her off the island last year. Why would she talk about her relationship? Why would she give you any information? Why would she talk to you? I don't understand why Simone think that's like 1 + 1 is 2, sweetheart. I don't understand what she's, I don't understand.
Not thinking at all, because that's dumb. I'm not telling you my business.
Yeah, like, you don't like me, and it's okay. But don't do all this. You gave us your ass a kiss because you ain't kissed my ass. Yeah, I need you to go ahead and kiss it. Please do. Fuck her up, Buttercup, because it's time. Because you didn't say that too many times. Season after season, you didn't say it that. When we stopped, that was a drone. Yeah. She always says that. You give us your ass kiss. You don't fool with us. Simone, do you want to be Quad's friend like that? Are you that bothered by her? I don't understand. Why are you so bothered by her? I wouldn't even care. You 60 years old or whatever. You don't hang with Quad. Quad hang with the 40 and under. She don't hang with the old folks, okay? Her and Heavenly are tight as white on rice. But Heavenly don't be what Quad be at. So why you think why? Anyway, let's move on. Move on. We end up getting Heavenly and with that fake apology to Contessa. Talking about, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I'd run after Quad or run after Simone. And Contessa, I just don't like putting us in that, sister. I'm like,
sister. Let Heavenly cook. Let her cook, because she said, look, I'm gonna throw in this apology. Listen, one thing what Heavenly gonna do is give a damn apology, okay? Mean it or not, she gonna give one. You gonna get that apology, and about 10 seconds later, she gonna talk shit, but you gonna get that apology today.
I can't stand it. But then they don't ever apologize to her.
They really don't.
They what they've done. They don't say anything to her.
She's talking about she's like, I received, I accept it.
Yeah, like no.
I appreciate that. Like, bitch, you didn't see, like, you ain't gonna say I'm sorry back. See, that's what I was really expecting her to say. And I was like, you know, and then
hey, I was like, worker, thank you for coming through.
Hey. I was really expecting like Heavenly to be like, oh, you ain't gonna give me no apology. What about, you know? But she kept it cute.
The level of anger from Simone to Quad does not make sense to me, because should be from Toya and Simone, or Toya and Quad. And then Toya did say, Toya, me and you had the problem last season, not me. You know, it was just child Jesus. Well, one of y'all check out microwave. Hold your ears.
That's my ice maker. I'm sorry. Let me turn my ice maker off, and then I ain't gonna have no ice. Now I'm gonna be mad at you if I don't have no ice in a minute.
You turn it back on. Oh yeah, they just do too much.
I can hear you, girl. It's not that far away. I'm in the kitchen.
Whatever. That's what it sounds like, the ice maker, don't it?
It is ice.
Quite. Sometimes on the refrigerator, when it's time to change the filter, it'll be like, you change the filter.
No, I have an ice maker.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm talking about on the refrigerator. Sometimes it'll do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's my real ice maker. It's literally making ice, and it goes on and off, and it beeps once I think somebody came down and took ice out of it, so it starts to refill every time you take ice from it.
I started to buy one a couple weeks ago out of Target, because somebody said it made ice like Sonic ice, and I was like, ooh.
It's the best investment I ever made. My bad, y'all. Okay, now it's gone. It's gone. She always late.
So then we end up having Quad and Gregory go back and forth. After her exchange with Simone, she's still had to talk to G. And they've been tiptoeing around each other since the Key West trip, and they finally need to address their argument, which made the cast uncomfortable at the vibe check. So Greg looked at Quad and apologized for his behavior in Florida. He claimed that it was out of character for him. And then Quad accepted the apology. She also took a moment to clarify that it was not her intention to antagonize her ex-husband. However, she's not going to coddle him in her feelings, because she is pumping up her boo thing, her honey bun. She's giving him all the praise, and she is not she don't want to coddle Greg's feelings, because she didn't do it last season about how G was swooning all over Sweet Tea. And like, sir, no, like, we're not gonna coddle your feelings, but I understand what she was saying. And since she was not taking shots at G, that she was speaking highly of King. That's what she was letting everybody know. And let me see. So they want to know should the exes be forced to be around each other, or how do you feel about the exes being around each other? The four.
Oh, Quad better than me, because ain't no way in the world we gonna say we a friend group and y'all finna bring my ex back after he done left. I feel like it would have been more interest. I feel like if we're in the very beginning, like when the break first happens, and then we're trying to decide who's going to leave, or if anyone is going to leave, or we're trying to establish something, then like if we both are like, okay, if you had made both of them leave in the beginning or something like that, then I would have been like, okay, that's fair. But because he left, okay, you gone and I've been here, so now you're out of it, right? Mm-hmm. I just feel like them bringing him back was shady, and I don't think that's real. I don't think that anybody else would have done that and been cool with it. I don't think if anybody else was broken up, they would be okay with it, because like I think it was you that talked about how Simone had a problem with Cecil, old good friend, and that was just a friend. I'm putting quotation marks up. And that was just a friend. So, and they had an issue. So y'all expected Quad to be like good with it. It really was like y'all were just trying to stick it to her. And I ain't like that. I ain't like that for Quad, because I just felt like they were really being mean girls, even though they say they not. But I felt like that was the ultimate mean girl move, because not once has anybody ever said that, yo, we went and talked to Quad about this and we said, we asked her if she was comfortable. You know how like Heavenly tried to produce the whole Apollo situation when she was talking to Phaedra? I didn't hear nobody ever say that, oh, we talked to Quad about this and we asked Quad, was she okay with this? And if they had that type of conversation with her and she said, yeah, I'm good with it, yada, 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 I still wouldn't have done it, because I know you really ain't good with it. You just trying to be a team player. But I would have had more respect for them if they did have the conversation. I think I would have more respect for it. I just think it was wrong. Don't bring no exes up in here, because y'all gonna create an environment where we about to have this show that takes a dive, because y'all, we're about to make it real. We're about to make it real ghetto, because how we not gonna get into it? Like, I feel like they could have been cool, but I feel like they were trying not to make them cool. And that's why I was mad at Toya last season, because I felt like she started that mess.
Yep. So Q27 and says, I want Simone just to say I don't like you no more, and it would be different from Toya because Quad had stuff with Toya about her and hers. Correct. I agree. Hi, Miss Kira.
Hey, Miss Kira.
If any of those ladies liked Quad, Gregory wouldn't have been back, nor would they be okay with Gregory knowing he put the fluffies on Quad. Gotcha. But the whole thing in the beginning was because, from what Dr. Heavily says, is that Quad they wasn't sure if Quad was going to come back or not. They really wasn't sure about her place on the show. So bringing those two in would allow production and the Bravo and Truly Entertainment, whatever it is, would make sure Quad comes back, because okay, we know this is going to draw people in, seeing an ex, husband with the new fiance / wife that's going to get married on the show. So that's why they brought them on the show. But later on, they revealed that they realized that it was a bad idea to do that, because they didn't realize Quad was going to feel a certain way about what they did. But I do understand what you're saying. If they actually liked her, they would have did that to her. They liked her in real life.
In real life, they ain't no way in the world they would have did that.
And we're gonna do what we got to do to make the TV show pop.
Well, even with that, they claiming to be friends. Like, they want us to believe that they real friends. I'm sorry, if if Dr. Damon and Heavenly ever broke up and Dr. Damon got a new boo, Heavenly would throw you would know. It would have never even made it to TV. Let's just keep it real. It would never even made it to production. But they played in Quad face with this. And then they played in her face again with this mess right here. The way I would have said, shut this shit down, getting him up here singing this damn song, talking about I want to be free.
Stop. I want to be free. Set me free from the booze. Okay, this shirt is really getting on my nerves. I had it on all day, and I can't believe it is so funny looking. But anyway, so they did talk about how G spoke to Sweet Tea behind closed doors, and the way he talked to her about, like, don't say stupid stuff. You won't make me go there. And they all had the conversation about, well, Dr. Eugene was like, people say stuff in their home and in private. Heavenly said, stop making excuses, Eugene. My husband never talked to me like that. Then, they wrote a beautiful beam footage of Dr. Damon getting on Heavenly. However, it was not in the same manner. He was telling her to be quiet because she runs out. And I can't remember where they were. I think they might have been at Simone's house when she was running out, and it was like they was finna start getting into it. So Dr. G was like, Dr. Damon was like, not fussing at her, but like telling her, like, be quiet. Be quiet. Just get in the car. He opened the door for her. She got in the car.
He did it so lovingly. He opened the door and everything. He reached the person.
Because He had just told us later, "You're so naive. If we about to fight to the death, what you was gonna do?" Then he walked off. Don't tell me not to say nothing. Don't tell me to shush. Don't you gonna make me say something? Don't you gonna make me say something to you?
It was on a totally different level. I think that was
Y'all
the only
got it.
clip that they could find of Dr. Damon saying something, and they needed that for production. So they used that particular clip. I don't think there's very many of him saying anything publicly because, of course, he can correct his wife in private, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's the way that Dr. G did it.
Yeah.
It felt like he was talking to her like a child. It
Yeah.
didn't feel like we were sitting down communicating and having a conversation. It didn't even feel like we were talking to adults. It felt like we were talking to a kid. And
He's old enough to be her father.
I mean, yeah, he is. And then
His parents.
when King said something, she took it upon herself to say something to him. Everybody else done said the same stuff, but the only person that you want to say something to is King.
I'm like, girl, you look slow.
But all them other men said something. Notice that, right? She didn't say nothing to any of them. I'm just pointing out the fact. She didn't say nothing to any of them.
I'm like, girl, go lay down. Go take a nap. You need a nap because your hair is
But notice when she said that, did he say anything back? He didn't say nothing back. He just,
all right, you got it. And that's what Eugene told Dr. G. When the women, let them be right. Just let them be right as a man. Eugene said as a man, and somebody else said as a man, be quiet. Let the women have it. Because it's no need to argue and go back and forth with them. Sweet Tea was like, but yeah, this is our house or whatever. But that was like, no, that ain't right. Contessa gonna say, so y'all don't have no arguments. You agreeing with this? Saying that to me meant that she agreed with that the way Dr. G spoke to Letitia.
She just trying to have a united front with Letitia. That's all she trying to do. She don't want to say nothing that's gonna seem like it goes against them. When you said right up there on the what was that, the Andy, whatever his name is, on that show that they have when they come there, they said right up on that show and said that Dr. Scott better say something. If somebody say something, he better step in regardless. She literally all but said, I don't care what I say, you still better say something. Like that's literally what she said. So I don't forget. We be out here. We be looking at these clips that y'all be doing. We be out here looking at this stuff. Y'all need to stop lying about stop playing.
For real though. Y'all need to stop lying because we be seeing it. Y'all be contradicting yourself every other conversation. Like, be quiet and go for me with this Apollo. Nobody want to hear that. But as who said, Dr. Q278, Jesus damn, I got like on still can't see Q27, and I do not like the way G saying that he could have went after quiet money because last I checked, the ladies got paid, not the guys. Yes, he said he could have. You got everything you want. You got, and then Sweet Tea want to talk shit on her channel, talking about some quiet ain't getting it from him. He just told you. See, he lied to you, girl. So be quiet. That man gonna tell you the truth. Be quiet. You were not in that relationship. You were not there. You were not there. You are a fan of the show, which means you should have known, because when she took that sleep number, baby, that thing about broke that man's heart. She got what she wanted out of that divorce. He didn't get none of her money. She kept all of her coins, his coins. She took the sleep number bed. When he came home, he had shit in the house, honey. So be quiet. If you don't know, go back and watch the show because the man been lying to you. But he just told you the truth today, though. You big,
he said it. Didn't nobody else say it.
And yes, Monique, Heaven would have been knocking on it. She would have knocked everything over. She would have been swatting from left to right.
And see, Mo, that's my problem with her. I don't have no other problem with her except for the fact that I hate when you try to speak on like the ex-wife the current wife has no business speaking on the ex-wife's marriage, only because you don't really know who's telling the truth. The only two people know what happened in that marriage is them two people that was in it. So just let it be. Okay, I'm not saying nothing because I don't know what the hell
I met you.
That's what he said on camera.
On camera. And sped off in his little
in his Mini Cooper. That's what he said. That's exactly what that man said. And we heard him on camera tell you be quiet. Be
Mhm.
quiet.
Be good.
Be good. Be good. Be good.
Be good. Be good. You know, with that board. I cannot get over that. Sir, why are you hitting me? You can't tap me on my arm. You got to slap me with the board, the 2-time board. No, we're not doing that. No, you're not hitting me on my arm with the board to tell me to be good. I ain't no kid. No, we're not doing it. Let's see. Oh, child, let me pull up this picture. So he goes and do his song. These are the faces I could catch from the cast members. Simone bust out laughing before the lights went down. Uh King just dropped his head before the lights went down. Dr. Damon Daddy was rubbing his neck like, golly. Steve was like, I know this motherfucker ain't finna do this. Andy was like, yeah, keep singing. Andy was caught up in the chair. And Toya, when he did some move, Toya, he shot the shit out of Toya. EJ. And then you got Sweet Tea offbeat dancing to her husband, singing his song about his ex-wife.
She gonna hype her husband up every single time. That's our best friend. I don't know, girl. She was doing too much. That's what I said. The disrespect. Like, everybody want ratings, but we're not even thinking about all the disrespect that's really going on. Like, I guess they thought it was cute and funny. I don't know. I just thought it was crazy. I just thought we went through all of this, got these apologies, went through all of this stuff just to let this man sing a song about him being free and not wanting to be with his ex-wife no more and about how he feel. Like, why did we even do this? It wasn't a real thing. It would be different if he had real talent and it was a real song. I might be like, oh, okay, let's go. But this was not a real thing. Like, sir, no. And then you got the whole hat that say I'm free, and Letitia sitting up there just hyping you up. Like, girl, no, this is not a hype moment. This is a please don't do this, honey moment. Don't get up there and embarrass us, because this is a us at this point. It was so cringe. No.
I want to be free.
Like, you are free, sir. We've been divorced for a long time.
You've been lying on me. I want to be free. Boo, tomato, tomato. And it definitely was tickled. He tickled. And then Steve was like, why would he do this to himself? The people were embarrassed. That was so embarrassing. That was embarrassing. And something got to be wrong with him for him to do that. Like,
right,
you
Miss Kier. Girl, Miss Kier said, set us free, right? Because that's who needed to be set free. Us. From this bull. Set us free from this bull.
I'm just a man. And I'm not perfect.
No, you're not, sir.
But everybody to lie on me.
So,
I'm a quality person. Really?
What you really said? I can't clap for this.
He would have lipped the lady because he has a young thing and she's so gullible, and whatever negative connotation synonym you can put on there, baby. Why I divorce you because you lame? Yes, and your feet little. You jumped out that truck. Yes, EJ didn't get my picture like I wanted.
You sent me something to get a picture.
I be at work singing that thing. Set me free from the food.
I didn't even know you had asked me for a picture.
Man, I'm just a man. Hey, we got like 20 people in the building. Please make sure you guys have liked the video, have subscribed to our channel. We almost at the end of this thing. And share. Sharing is caring. I think I missed the conversation. He's slow. And then he think he's something is really wrong with him because he think he's something. Anyway, we done with this man because that's embarrassing. So we get to the end of the episode where the ladies are Andy is talking to the ladies about the messy and shady conversations they've had this season. And it's just just the things that was happening and the things that were said. Jackie saying somebody is eating a lot of cornbread or something, and it's falling in the wrong places. And Quap was like, "Yeah, I got that brown round. I got that pretty brown round." I said, "Okay, Quad." But Jackie would not say who she was talking about. I'm like, okay, who you talking about, Dr. Jackie? But she ain't gonna say nothing, honey. They won't know about the Rolls Royce. Of course, they brought that little flashback up. And Heavenly say, I ain't know she get a Rolls Royce. She do it better than me. She do it better than I do. Heavenly, be quiet. Because you probably ain't doing nothing over there with Dr. Daddy. You are not killing that man's toes, okay?
Listen, Heavenly said she getting it in a couple of times, every 2 weeks or so.
I mean, every
night. Dr. Jackie, the one is not getting it in.
They said a 0.5, and he was like one time a week. But now they done made it up to at least one time a week.
He's serious too.
Yeah, Heavenly definitely just talking because listen, no. Sweet Tea is the right woman for him because I would be so embarrassed and questioning why did okay? That's embarrassing.
She wanted access to the bank account, okay?
Access to the money.
And then ain't that what? And then did he have a shirt on with her that said
yes? The picture, the hat that she wore at their hold down at her house. When they were like an engagement party or whatever, she had that hat with all them things on it, and yeah, access to the money. Child. Then they brought up all those shady things that Dr. Heavenly has said. But yeah. What are your thoughts about the ending? And then Simone, saying the different things to the ladies at the end.
Fake. She be on that fake BS, but I don't know. She might mean it for the moment because next season you already know what it's gonna be, or the next moment right after this probably. It was probably donezo because then what we got her over here on I don't know when that video was done, like when she was on Sweet Tea channel or whatnot, but
every time he's sticking inside Sweet Tea, for one thing, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
That part, because she sure put on a whole show.
Because so EJ and I watched Sweet Tea's. Well, I don't know if EJ watched the whole thing, but I did. I had to. So she was talking to her mother, and her mother seems complacent with the way Sweet Tea has been on the show. Her mother had no words for her other than they used you, they helped use you, they were what else was she saying? She was like agreeing to everything Sweet Tea was saying. Like, just don't, if they don't say nothing to you, don't say nothing back. Just say what you got to say. She was like, yeah, if Andy asks me a question, I'm gonna answer his question because I'm not talking to them. I'm like, Mama, do you see what this child be doing on the television screen? Do you see it? You don't watch the show. You don't know. But I know you know your child. So do you know your child be popping off at people?
She popped off at that sister on live TV. I'll never get over that.
Yes. In front of millions of people. And I'm like, the mama sounded like she was just talking to a counselor, not a counselor, or somebody, a listening ear, because the words she uttered back to her were not words of holding her accountable for the things that she has said and things she's done. I mean, I know you're not finna chastise your child in the moment because it's been done already, but like, I just didn't. It was just like, I see why she behaves the way she behaves because her mama is.
Because you felt like she was condoning her behavior.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to say anything negative at all because I'm sure she knew that she was recording. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was a show for the camera. Like, I'm gonna big you up. Even if I feel like you did, because I feel like my mama would big me up too. Like, she gonna big me up in front of the camera, but as soon as that camera go off, you was on some bull. Like, better than doing this. That. Like, I feel like that's how my mama would be. Like, I'm gonna big you up in this moment, but just know that as soon as this camera stop, I'm about to just tell you what I really think because you was doing way too much. And I feel like if that wasn't the conversation, then that's sad. But if that was the conversation, which we'll just never know, then I choose to believe that that's how it had to go because the way that she acted on TV with her sister, I know my mama would have been calling me You did
My
what
mama,
with your sister on TV? What?
everybody would have been calling me. The first person would have called me was my child. Mom, really, mom, why you doing that? Mom? My child don't like to hear me cuss. Neither one of them. So I can imagine me showing by behind on TV. They would have a fit. But yeah, her and I get her mom was supposed to ragtag her, knowing she's being recorded, but it's like she could have said, "Don't give them nothing to go off of. Don't give them a reason to." You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that makes sense because that's what a mother should say. Like, don't get them nothing to go off of. Don't give them a reason to say anything to you negative. You know, something like that. But I mean, she was just. She
If
was
she
supposed
had said that though, then Sweet Tea would have been like, "But what have I been saying?" Like that would have just brought on a
she ain't
whole
got
nother.
time
I
to
think you
tell
gotta,
yes, ma'am. I understand. She ain't
yeah,
got
you
time
gotta
to
know your child.
well, I guess so. That's why we heard the conversation we heard. And then she told her mother that they wrapped in August. She wasn't talking to anybody. She didn't talk to Simone or anybody. She talked to Contessa a little bit. She had Simone blocked. For whatever reason, she had Simone blocked, but Simone was able to get in contact with her right before the reunion. That's why, what, 6, 7 months from August to February? Because she was like, days February 13th or something like that, February 9th. You ain't talked to Simone in how many months? She called you before the reunion, and then now y'all making videos together. Y'all besties.
Y'all besties. That's my best friend. Yeah.
You don't see. You're not picking up what being put down. Okay. See, that's what your mama should be telling you these things, sweet tea.
She might.
Sweet tea. Let me tap, tap, tap. Sweet tea, your mama should be telling you these things. So you would not be falling for the okie doke. Sweet tea, I'm talking to you. Looking directly in the camera. Don't fall for it, okay, darling? You have fallen for it. Y'all made videos. Sweet tea, Dr. Simone would not be in my orbit. She would be nobody in my space because I ain't talked to you in 6 months. I just unblocked you, but now you at my house recording videos. Like, no, I'm grown. You extra grown. We not doing that. Your
You know,
oldest son was like
Simone probably
this
told her
time.
sister.
Child, I
She
ain't
probably
doing
sweet talked her into all that, girl. She probably was like, I didn't mean it, and how
that.
sometimes it just get out of control and the situation, and I just want to let you know that I am here for you. Because we gotta be there for each other. We can't be out here acting like that. And Dr. G is Cecil's closest friend, and we gotta get along. Probably on some shit like that.
Very much so. But you took your voice up like 15 octaves. What they call her, surround sound, Simone, because she's so loud.
I
But
can't get
yeah,
up to them. I probably could get up them
I
octaves, but
wish
I
I just wish she would open up her eyes and her ears. And not
think she
only
know that
hear what
these
they're
women
saying,
aren't
but
her
listen
friends.
to what they're saying because Simone all but told you, baby, we really using you. And you know they're using you, but you thinking your ops are using you. No, the people that you're making your friends are using you. Okay.
Because there's no way that anybody else could really be like, just you coming on the show in general was to antagonize Quad. And that to me is saying that we want to use you to antagonize Quad. Otherwise, if Quad wasn't here, then maybe we wouldn't use you to antagonize Quad. Hey, Shayna. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like that was the whole purposing around it. But like, I feel like Sweet Tea maybe came into it thinking like maybe they really could be a good group of women for her to be around, because in theory I would think that, like, I'd be like, okay, this is a really, I mean, if I watched the show I probably wouldn't, but I'm just saying, and if I just in theory, this seems like a great group of women to be around, something that you can learn from. Because if you're not learning something from anybody, from people, like if you're not getting some kind of knowledge or something from somebody, then what are we doing?
Yeah. If you don't learn from your friends, what are we doing? But yeah, I don't. She could, and it could have been a great group for her. No matter how it started, she could have turned that thing around, did a whole 180, and made it work for her benefit. However, she took the bait, and it is what it is because she could have changed their minds. We might not be best friends, but we could be cordial and be in the same room without having any confrontation. It wouldn't be an issue with my it wouldn't be no banter back and forth between me and the ex because I don't know that lady. Me and her could be cool, but I don't know her. So why do I have beef with her? Why are we making these all this extra rah 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 stuff about the ex and the next? Because baby, listen, and whoever else, like, and then you're trying to have a baby. Like you and her could have, like they said at the end of the show, they could bond um, over that fake nice things that they said. I'm like, child, that wasn't nothing nice to say. That was regular conversation. But anyway, if that's what they want to say. Um, yeah, like you could have really did a whole 180 with this thing had you just put your real thinking cap on. But
Yeah.
Greg, the way he is, he likes turmoil. He likes confusion. He likes discord. So, um, I don't know. Okay. So yeah. Any other thoughts on the season? On the reunions? Any thoughts? What you want to see next season?
I just want everybody to, I just want to see, I'm just here for it all. Like, it's interesting enough. But I just want there to be some better storylines, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, it was a good season. It was a good conversation, good talks, you know. And I guess we shall see what happens as we go on. Will they come back? Won't they? It is what it is. I do think we could live without Dr. G and Sweet C,
No
and just
doubt.
maybe bring in somebody else, and then have some better storylines, and that would be
Mm,
good.
I totally agree. Let's see. Need a recast all the way. Recast Shayna. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, Monique. I'm glad it's over. That was a
Me
long 18 plus weeks because listen, that was a lot. But if nothing else, guys, we're gonna head on out.
Thank y'all for
Um,
hanging out with us.
yes, thank everybody for coming through and being here for us this season. Um, Having a good back and forth conversation. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Through this, you know, new thing that we, have dived into the reality TV world because we do a lot of scripted shows. But anyway, thank everybody for coming through. Q27 and Limitless Pepper, Shayna, Monique, 69 Ways Johnson. She's always late. Miss Kira Speaks. Lemon Kush. Who else? Who else? If I miss anybody, I do apologize. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Trina Boo, healthcare worker. And if nothing else, guys, y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all next season.
Bye,
Peace.
y'all. Peace.